The most expensive Puff tutorial of all time. I'm going to teach you my secrets in this game. As I should have for a while. There we go. This is how we'll start it. Alright, everyone. Welcome to the official Hungrybox Ultimate Puff tutorial. It's been a while that I've been promising this, and now we're actually going to do it. I know that, in general, Puff's received some buffs recently. Puff's done pretty well in the general scope of things compared to what she was doing earlier when the game came out, and especially in Smash 4. Definitely a more viable character. And in my experience, definitely still has a lot of faults that she needs to sort of work with. But if you play properly, there's some matchups that can go pretty well in your favor. And in general, what you want to do with this character is whiff punish a lot. So, not whiff punish, you want to punish their whiffs, right? That's what I meant to say. She's a very much better reactive character than a rushdown character. And so, because of that, you can do quite a few interesting things. But you gotta also be careful with how she is, right? So, as you know, Puff is a balloon. She has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 jumps. 6 if you count, well, 1. So she has 1 hump, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She has 5 double jumps, 1 main jump. And the cool thing about Puff, especially after the buff, is that she has one of the best horizontal or movement air dodges there is. So a lot of times if you're going for low edge guard way down here, you can recover, and you can hold up on your control stick and air dodge, and you snap right to the ledge. In fact, doing so is actually a better way to get to the ledge than just jumping. If you jump, sometimes you go over the ledge with that, like you go just a little bit over the lip, and you don't want to do that. But if you go down here and you almost just air dodge into like the bottom part of the ledge, it'll snap and magnet catch. That's a really, really good way to get back up, right? Look how low you can go. It's sickening. It's sickening, okay? So keep that in mind. That's a really, really big tip. You see me do it a lot when I play. So recovery is really good there. And of course, if you're like getting afraid of getting forward smash with big range, you can do it to the left also. Not as far, but still you can still do that pretty well. Look at that. So, neutral. Your neutral in this game is playing around platforms safely. In general, when someone whips an attack, you want to punish, alright? So what's the best way to punish with Puff? Puff, if we get him down here. So when you make him, when you're shielding and then you grab someone, you always have a few options. You can pummel, which is, you never want to pummel with Puff, in my opinion, unless they're at high percent. In general, pummeling you should only do when they're at high percent because they can't get out either way. So you want to really do like grab 2 pummels and then buff for a forward throw, just kind of throw. In the latest patch, Puff forward throw got buffed. So when you throw someone, the angle they go on is a lot lower, which means the classic Puff kill in this game is simply a grab, they go down, and you go for an edge guard. All right, that's a very simplistic example, but that's the bread and butter, right? Depending on all the other characters and how they recover, it's not as easy. Obviously, I can think of some hard ones like the top of my head, like Palutena because he teleports. Snake because it's a cipher and he goes up and down, but I can sort of show you in terms of edge guards a good idea right there. So like I said, neutral is mainly about using her aerials wisely. If she goes as a computer and just mess around the platforms, right? You want to come down with things like falling up airs. One falling up air leads to an up tilt, leads to another up air, a nice little juggle. There's an 80% there. Also, you notice that forward air, for instance, has both a hard and a soft hitbox. The soft hitbox right there is great for combos. The hard one is great for knocking them off the stage. The soft one can lead to other things. That's the soft one. I did right there. I did soft forward and dash attack, soft nair. That down smash right there, if you can land it, it's a 2 frame on recoveries. So soft fair, dash attack. Now when they're at high percents, you're saying how does Puff kill? Okay, Puff kills with 3 moves. Back air, 3 fast moves. Honestly. Well, more than 3. You can kill with back air, you can kill with up tilt, you can kill with dash attack, and nair. Technically, any of our arrows can kill a forward air, nair, and back air, but those are the strongest ones. Like nair, right, he'll do well, but look at up tilt. Up tilt comes out really fast, and if they're dumb enough to go into it, it's easy. But a lot of times you can read up tilt, so it's not as good. Back air is good because you can move backwards with it, and it kills really hard. You see that? You saw that? That pound right there is a great way to counteract those really fast snap recoveries. And that's what you want to do with pound. Speaking of pound, this move is ridiculous. Pound is so dumb. Huge disjoint, each shield alive, pops them up, and if you're really good, you can actually get combos out of it too. Pound can go from pretty close to pretty far, right? And depending on what part of pound you hit, they go in certain directions. Now you'll notice that, especially recently in the patch, people are talking about, oh, pound rest, pound this and that. Pound rest has always been there, but you know, because there's more stun on shield, because pound got buffed, it's a little different. So you can actually connect it if you get really close. And you don't suck. Let's try it again. It's right here. I can get it probably. And you notice that killed her at 30% on the side platform, right? Pound is good to use in neutral along with aerials because it does so much stun on shield. So even if they shield it, it still stuns them and hurts a lot. To the point where it's actually rather safe on shield. So you want to use pound pretty often, I would say. But then again, if they read your pound, it's easy whiff. You don't want to get too friendly with it, too frisky with it, so to speak. But you know, in general, it's a move that lingers. And you can just with it. And I might say, Hbox, what the f was that? That was a really good rest. Well, another tool that I want to explain is up air. Up air actually lasts a lot longer than you think, so watch. You see that? Even though it's already kind of ending its hitbox, it kind of just goes. Right? And a lot of people won't really see that coming. So, if you catch someone with a falling up air, that's pretty good. Into a rest, right? So, you think about that, and falling up air is pretty good. So, you want to actually experiment with falling up air, because it's an active box for a lot longer than most people think. Fair, like I said, you have strong fair, but you have soft fair too. And soft fair leads into one of Puff's most reliable kill setups with rest. So if they're in the air, soft fair actually connects to rest. Puff is not very good. But don't worry about that. Watch this, ready? My editor's gonna save all this work. Here we go. So, if you actually land soft fair in the air with Jigglypuff, you can actually hit a rest out of it. Let me show you. We'll do up tilt, soft fair rest here. Ready? Alright, so we went over recovery and how to use some of your aerials, especially ones like Pound. Pound, of course, has a lot of meat to a lot of girth, a lot of range and reach. Also does a lot of impact on shield. But now for rest setups, I want to go over a few of them are really good. The first rest setup you notice that I'm going to do is actually one using soft fair. If you have soft fair, it actually connects to rest. Like I said, fair has both a soft and a hard part. So let me show you what it looks like. I'm not getting into an edge guard situation. Edge guard, soft fair. So, if you want to learn how to use good rest setup, soft fair rest is very, very reliable. Let me show you. We're gonna get our guy into about 60%. We're gonna go for an edge guard situation. Alright, and that's soft fair to rest, right? You can hit that in neutral a lot more. To set it up, it's actually different, but once you're in the movement of the game, it actually happens a lot easier. So if you notice, I hit that on the first try, because it's pretty reliable. So let me show it to you again. And there it is again. So soft fair to rest is a really, really good one. Another one that's really, really good is maybe a little lower. You can actually get pound to rest, which I showed a little earlier. But on big targets, it's really, really good. So pound. And Bowser's a big target, so it's kind of easy. But you can kill people at pretty low percents in a devastating style too. So pound to rest is really good. So we got fair to rest, pound to rest. Another one is probably up tilt rest. Up tilt rest is right there, 40. It's pretty reliable. It's a true combo too. You notice the combo count on the side. True combo. But you gotta be careful with all these rest setups. It's all percentage dependent. So I'd mess around with the characters, especially with rage too. You don't be too sure. There's actually a spreadsheet that I've linked in the description showing, I believe, every character's percentage at which they die from rest on Battlefield and FD. So that's in the description below if you want to see it. Like I said, up to rest. Pretty good. Another one that's pretty good is falling up air rest, like I said. So basically, up air rest, I said earlier, up air lasts a long time, but if you pop them at the right percent, so like Bowser at 40, you can do falling up air and connect the rest for true combo right there. This works phenomenally on characters like Ridley. Ridley at 55% will die from this combo every single time. I mentioned earlier that pound is good for rest setups. You can angle pound, so go straight or up or down, right? depending on how you hit a character, that changes how your character pops up. So I'm going to do a far away downwards pound on Bowser. And see, right there I couldn't really hit it, but if I hit a sort of direct head-on pound, like this, you can hit the rest out of a true combo. So mess around with those two a little bit. Now, there's a move here that's really, really great that I use pretty often, especially online, but in tournament. And it's actually Sing. In this game, Sing is actually a pretty good move. My main uses of Sing is with platforms. So you notice right here, Bowser's on a platform, right? He's moving around. I'm going to turn him on to CPU mode. I'm going to see if I can show you what I want to do. I have a thing called the clip. You can do a short hop Sing and cover the entire space of a platform. So if someone's on a platform, you can cover a tech chase option. So you hit someone on a platform, they're going to drop down. They're either going to not tech, or they're going to tech. If they tech, they either get up in place, tech to the left, or tech to the right. So let me show you. Up air, right? Right there, he didn't tech. I sang falling down, and that's an easy rest right there, okay? Again, let me show this to you. If he's at around 60, I think Bowser dies on a platform, maybe around 69, let's try. Hit an up air, no tech. So right there, he didn't get up a tech, so that was fine. But in a situation where he doesn't tech at all, this happens. The moment he doesn't tech right there, that Sing is active, he falls asleep. If he techs to the left or right, that Sing hitbox will actually cover it. You can just jump with it. And tall characters still get hit by it. Underneath you. So you can actually sometimes use Sing on a platform, and if they're tall enough, or if they go for an up smash or a move where they lunge upwards, that Sing will somehow still connect. It's a very odd phenomenon that happens in this game. But it's pretty great. I've cheesed my way out of a lot of victories with that, so that's really, really good. Again, sometimes I'll be camping at the top platform. Look at this. You can do a little bit of a Sing, clip underneath, and they're already sitting on the top platform ready for you. And of course, the higher percentage of your opponent is, the longer Sing lasts to fall asleep. So experiment with that, because really, Sing is still a good move. Like, you can use it sometimes in random, in the scuffle things, in neutral, and depending on where they are, especially on a platform, like Battlefield platform length, or even Pokemon Stadium platform length, you can find them too. I wouldn't try it too much on Smashville, because Smashville is a very long platform. Not too quite good of an idea right there. Puff, rollout is not really good. It charges up all the way pretty quickly. So all the way, it looks something like this. It's not bad, right? When to use rollout, right? Because you might think if I choose a move, rollout on Final Destination, really good. There's no platforms, and it kind of forces your opponent to make an option. If your opponent's at 100%, no matter what character they are, and they see rollout, they're going to panic for a little bit. They're going to jump to the platform, or they're going to try to get you, right? What you want to do with rollout is kind of fake it, right? What do I mean by fake it? Rollout, you can either do 1, 2, 3, usually 3 turns, but if you do it really tight corner, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So there's 3 or 4 times you can do it, and depending on how you do it, it might actually hurt them. Now, look at this. If your opponent is shielding, and I do rollout, it should actually eat through shield. See how it ate through the shield right there? It'll either eat through the shield, or in some cases, if they're near the ledge right here, it'll actually break their shield. Let's see if this works. So right there, it didn't break your shield because Bowser's a big guy, but you notice how much smaller the shield shrank. If they move it even a little bit, it can break their shield. And don't worry, if you fall off the stage with rollout, most of the time, you can actually recover. So don't feel too bad. Also, in previous games, if you did a soft rollout and went off, you would fall to your death, but Puff gets out of the animation, and you're good right there. Alright? So that's good. So I showed you up air rest, pound rest, up tilt rest. Oh yeah, jab reset. Jab reset is extremely reliable. Right? Right there, you see this? If you jab your opponent while they're on the ground, they get up automatically. But do not go for a rest here. There's no point in going for a rest on a one-on-one in that situation. You want to know why? Because Sing is far easier to hit. Let me show you. Sure, you could do this. Jab, jump, and look for that rest. Maybe they get up in time. But if you do jab, Sing, it's actually a lot better. Because Sing is active the entire time. You don't got to worry about hitting it or being precise. And when they're asleep, they're super asleep. You have all the time in the world to hit them with the rest. especially when they're above 60%. There's some advanced techniques that base mage and other puffs employ. I think it's called chain jumping, where depending on how you move, you can sort of almost teleport the puff on the ground and do some really cool things out of it. There's a video he made on that if you want to go see it. I'm not too great at it, but it sort of allows you to sort of boost your momentum with puff forward. I can probably link that video in the description below as well. And now the biggest buff, of course, of the new patch is drill rest. Drill rest, I will be straight up. You see me land it a lot. Like very often, right? You're like, wow, Hbox is so cool. He hits that every single time. That's so amazing. I want to be just like Juan and hit drill rest and be the best player in the world in Melee. Well, I have some sad news for you. As cool as it looks here on this video, and I can do it with my eyes closed. Are you kidding me? As easy as it looks, it doesn't show true. It's not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed because Puff's down air actually has a weird property where depending on which one it lands on, you either pop to the left or pop to the right. So what I sort of try to do is buffer a rest out of it. In other words, I'm already mashing down B. You don't want to be the victim. You don't want to be the victim of getting hit by someone SDIing either. They can pop out of it. So the goal right here, of course, is to land the drill rest. And see right there, you just saw, for no reason it seems, you pop out of it immediately with one hit. And you see now how hard it is, right? In fact, I can't even hit it. You can try to do a reverse into it as well. Some people say that if you are facing away from your opponent and you drill down the middle of their body, it's true. Or true error, right? But the goal is to not have your opponent go through you. So by starting not facing them, it gives less of a chance for them to go through. Right? You see that right there, the true combo. In other words, it's true and it wants to be, and with all the movement in there, like sure, right now, if you're aiming it perfectly and you're not facing away from them, and you get down on them, like, it can look really cool. And depending on where they pop, you'll still be in Jiggs' rest active hitbox. But, you know, use this sparingly. But Hbox, what do I do now? It looks like her best kill confirm on the whole cast, but it's not true, so why even use it? Here's the shtick. I have this thing called playing the odds, alright? You should go for drill rests in two conditions. One, Puff is not at kill percent. That means if you're playing against King Dedede and you're at 15%, don't go for it, because a fully charged smash will kill you. So basically, assume your opponent will always kill you off a rest. Assume you're always going to miss drill rest. If you go for it at a point where you won't be dead, you're allowed to whiff it. In other words, you can afford it. The other time you should go for drill rest is when you are in super high percent, like 120, 130, 140. You might as well go for it because you're going to get hit by something sparingly empty anyway. And the sort of optimization, cost-effective way to go for it is by going for it at super high percent, right? So you want to go for that and sort of understand what actually works. Bigger targets are easier to drill rest. I found that Bowser's easy to drill rest. So is King Dedede, Ridley, Ice Climbers, easy to drill rest. Basically, the bigger the target they are, the easier they are generally to land it. Whereas Zero Supreme is a lot harder, right? Also, watch out for your shield. If it's your first time playing Puff, by the way, if you shield too much, that happens. And that's happened since Smash 64. I don't know why. It's the thing. Also, keep wary of Shotos, like Ryu, Ken, Terry, because they always face you during the match. They have this weird property where they seem to pop out more often. I haven't had time to test it fully, but just know that it's not true, but it's really, really good when it hits. Back air's a great kill move, so if you guys are both skirmishing and both at high percents, don't take any risk for the rest there. Just look for your back air, because you remember the back air, you can find a quick one right there. They also made it quicker too, which is nice. If they're grabbing the ledge though, too long, you can actually down smash and sort of call them out, which is really, really good. Wall of Pain, I like doing mix-ups when I'm edge guarding. But a fair to fair to nair to fair, maybe Jordan to come back. You want to mix up those aerials and sort of understand where your opponent's going to approach as they are with Puff. For instance, like someone like Marth will always go really low, right? And snap up B immediately because it's so safe, right? So if you see Marth recovering, don't wait for the up B. Go down there with them and go for a nair. even lower against Marth or Link or Young Link, characters that really love those vertical recoveries and go down there. That's the perfect time to use Nair. One of the best examples of when to use Nair in the game. So keep that in mind. Also at 0, you can use soft Nair into regrab. What I'll do in neutral a lot is when I see someone fighting me, a true thing is like a soft fair into a grab. That'll always connect without them being able to shield. Or right, see that? I did a soft fair there, dash forward, jab, and then sang. One more time, right? That's a bread and butter, right? Now, at 67, will Ike die? I don't know, but if you get an up air rest, he will die. On the spreadsheet, you gotta be careful to always go for the rest if it kills. Never go for a rest if it doesn't kill. It is not worth at all. So maybe around 61. Will rest kill? No. But up air rest, of course. That will kill, and it's true combo. Drill rest. But it'll kill, obviously. But in my opinion is, if you happen to land that clutch sing on your opponent, but they're not quite at kill percent, your best option is up air rest, in my opinion. So work on that, practice that, that's really, really good. It's a little more obvious. Soft fair, Nair. So soft fair Nair is really good for an edge guard. Soft fair Nair works on almost every character for edge guarding when you go that deep, so that's fine too. The CPU will have 3 options here. Well, more than 3. They can either do a slow get up, and then you just grab and start the edge guard over again. They might do a legend attack. You can also grab and you can also shield and either grab or rest that. But sometimes they roll, right? Sometimes they'll roll from ledge. If you're right here and you roll from ledge, Puff ends up right over here. See right here, this little shadow? If you end up right here and you read the roll, you can sort of juke them, right? So get a little bit close to the ledge. Maybe move and dash and break their ankles a little bit, and then go over here and dash forward. They're gonna roll in, thinking they're safe, and then you hit them with a rest. And to me, that's a really, really good tactic. Reading a roll rest is a very, very good way to get a quick stock, but also get into your opponent's head. So you want to do that. When they come down, they're gonna want to mix up either an attack or air dodge. You want to call out their either a down air or a neutral air or a sort of get out of jail free card. But having Puff below you, having your opponent above you is where you want to be with Puff, because it limits their options. And if they panic and they air dodge, you want to read that. And a good air dodge, a nice back air, it's pretty easy. Puff also has a really strong forward smash, like really strong and fast. Honestly, if you land that clip sing on the platform, clip sing, and if they're already at like 80 or 90, just do a fully charged forward smash. It's super strong. You actually should go for a forward smash instead of a rest at those super high percents, because going for a rest means that you might get hit, you might get punished when they come back down. And a forward smash is completely risk-free. I want you to note this. Ready? I'm going to do a rest right now, and I want you to do a timer to see how long it lasts. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I can move, right? Now watch when I land the rest. 1, 2, 3. I'm already out. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Land a rest. 1, 2, 3. I'm already out. When you land a rest either on shield or on someone, Puff gets out of rest quicker. So you want to make sure you use that. If your opponent doesn't know that, you can go for a whiffed rest on shield, and they'll be charging an attack. You can spot dodge a little earlier than you think. So right now I'm going to go for one more drill rest. I know Kirby it works. But Kirby has to whiff. He has to whiff first. He whiffed. Drill. Oh, and I f***ed up. But see? He didn't know the timing. Mashing does not make you whip it quicker. I was doing that to show you when I was first able to shield. One reason you might want to mash when you're singing or when you're resting, like Ghost said here, is if someone grabs you, you want to have the mash ready. So that's really good. Pound fair rest. Yeah, pound fair rest. Like I said, both soft fair and rest lead, or soft fair and pound can lead to rests. Pound fair rest. Right there, that's a really good bread and butter. Because soft fair does lead into rest and pound leads into a fair. So you want to use those a little bit. I would say in terms of out of shield options, if you mash both Y and A at the same time, you do a shore up nair. So if you're out of shield, hit Y and A at the same time. Nair to shield's by far your best option. Soft nair or nair to shield, and then you can actually go for a tech chase too. Jab, reset, sing, and you go for a forward smash. Of course, a rest right there. Up smash, I believe, actually goes through platforms.
You know, it is perfectly acceptable and okay to acknowledge that something is garbage, but still like it. Like, for example, there are plenty of people who would adore to have this thing in their house. And this is probably the worst f***ing thing I've ever seen.
So that's basically most of the tips with Puff that I use to sort of get around my opponents. Remember, Puff is not a rushdown character. She's a whiff character. So wait until your opponent whiffs an attack, like a dash attack or something on shield. Grab them, start an edge guard, and look for the edge guard to start with, okay? And a lot of time we'll do slow get up. If we do slow get up, shield, re-grab, start over again. Get in their face a little bit, look for that soft forward or nair for an edge guard. And in neutral, if you're desperate, try to find that drill rest. Sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. And if you do happen to find a good pound in neutral as well, go for that rest. It's pretty sick.